Jamapal Shravani. A warm welcome to our respected principal, Dr. Madhav Rajwari sir, Vice Principals Dattatrey Nekar sir and Pramodini Sawant ma'am, Assistant Vice Principal Vinod Kaware sir, Supervisors Narendra Kishan sir and Anjali Sawant ma'am, Cultural Head Jayashree Gaikwad ma'am, Cultural Coordinator Shrikant Nete sir, Samir Jadhav sir, Gautam Tenker sir, Shamal Kawari ma'am and all the teachers and everyone attending this event. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of our French Association. Our event, Francotainment, focuses mainly on the Indo-French friendship. Both the countries have such a relationship so much that in 2019, France has been called India's best friend. Both the countries also enjoy a number of cultural exchanges to a large extent. We, in today's event, have tried to combine both the Indian and the French cultures. The main objective of doing so is to maintain and embrace the richness of both the cultures together. So we hope you like the effort. We'll kick off our event with a delightful French song, La Vie en Rose, on guitar and keyboard, which will be followed by a French traditional dance, Coco dance. Then there will be a small skit that will execute Indo-French dance styles. After that, we're gonna have a dazzling, breathtaking Indo-French fusion dance, which will include Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Mohiniyattam, ballet, salsa, and hip hop. After enthralling fusion dance, we're gonna have our heavenly pleasing Indo-French mashup songs. As we all know, France is known for its arts, so we'll move on to demonstrating some standard French craft such as decoupage, scooby, quilling, one-line drawing. A country without its cuisine is incomplete, right? So to wrap up the program, we'll provide you with some classic and divine French dishes, such as tofu salad, niçoise, and quiche. So grab your popcorn or hot chocolate and get ready for Francotainment.
Bonjour, Jamapal Divya. Today I'm going to inform you about our next performance. La Vie en Rose, directly translated to Life in Pink, is a signature song of a very popular French singer, Edith Piaf. It was written in 1945, popularized in 1946, and released as a single in 1947. It became very popular in US in 1950s. La Vie en Rose essentially means seeing life through rose-colored glasses, living with an attitude or having an outlook of positivity, seeing the beauty in every day like you do when you first fall in love. You might have heard this song before, but it can never get old. La Vie en Rose has made its way from the mid-90s to the 21st century. Isn't it amazing? Today, our students from FYJC will be performing on this song. We have Pooja and Devyani as our singers, Sarah with her keyboard and me with my guitar. I hope you like our little cover of this song. A bientôt!
Les yeux qui font baisser le mien, haïr qui souffle sous sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retour de mon cœur j'appartiens. Con le mot pendant si bas et mon pendant ton bas, et prends la vie en rose. Il écrit des mots d'amour, des mots de plus
dancer. Zamape Shreya Prabhu. Today, I'm here to tell you about a dance with high energy and spirits performed by women called the Coco dance. It is a lively dance of French origin which was popular in the Parisian dance halls in the 1830s. During the 19th century, people loved to go to balls, and the last dance of the night was usually with couples called a quadrille, which is performed typically by four couples. The Coco originated from this last dance, but with higher kicks and more energy. At the times when women weren't supposed to be out of breath or show their ankles, the Coco was contrasting. It challenged political conventions and was a call for change. The famous artist Henri du Toulouse-Lautrec was barely 30 and an unknown painter when he painted a poster as an advertisement for the Moulin Rouge. A congenital disease had stunted his growth, and he hid in the world of dance halls. On the poster, the lady at the center of his painting was Louise Weber, also known as La Golive. She was the highest paid entertainer and was considered the greatest coco dancer of all. The Coco appeared in the opera Die Lustige Witwe in 1905, Cole Porter's Coco Musicale of 1953, John Huston's Moulin Rouge of 1952, which was a fictional account of Lautrec's life, and Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge of 2001. Now, let us see the Coco dance.
Salut Jules, comment ça va?
Je vais bien, merci. Et toi?
Ça va. Bienvenue en Anne.
Merci beaucoup.
It's been such a long time since we've met each other.
I think we should catch up.
I know, right? By the way, what should we order?
The most popular dish of this restaurant?
Biryani. That's obviously biryani.
But what it is actually?
Biryani is a mixed rice dish that originated in India. It has all these Indian spices and herbs and meat and rice, and people also occasionally put vegetables in it. It's famous all over India. You will love it.
Seems interesting.
What about you? Tell me something about France. Tell me the most famous dish of France.
Ratatouille is probably one of the most famous dishes of France. It mainly includes onion, garlic, capsicum, and leafy herbs originating in the region.
That sounds delicious. By the way, I invited some of my friends to join us over. There they are. Jules, meet Jay, India, everyone. Jules.
Namaste.
Hi.
Is there something special today?
Today is an Indian festival called Gudi Padwa.
What it is actually?
Basically, Gudi Padwa is considered as a new year according to the Marathi calendar. Can you tell something about the most celebrated festival in France?
Sure. The most celebrated festival in France is Noel, probably known as Christmas. Usually in the morning people go to church and in the evening they have a grand dinner with their family. Is there something different in your dressing?
Usually on the festivals, women wear sari and men wear kurta pajama in India.
That's interesting. What's the thing you wore on your nose?
That is one of the traditional jewelry called myrrh.
Will you tell us about the typical French attire?
Yeah, usually women wear white blouses and apron decorated with flowers, and in rural areas men wear black beret.
You know what we should do? We should take Jules to the auditorium.
Good idea.
Let's go, shall we? We have a program organized in the appreciation of the Indo-French friendship. It's going to be a fusion of both the cultures. We're going to have Indian traditional classical dances performed on French songs, Mohiniyattam performed by Sharanya, Bharatanatyam by Tanvi and Arya, Purva coming up with Kathak. We also have Western dances performed on Indian songs, Grishma coming up with hip hop, Khushi with salsa. We also have Bhavna coming up with ballet. It's going to be the best of both the worlds. Let's have a look at the fusion.
On a passé un jour ensemble, je veux plus que ça. Et tout le week-end, tu t'en es pris à moi. On avait essayé de se parler. Maintenant tout va bien, tu sais t'arranger jusqu'à demain. Les mecs comme ça veulent le bébé comme moi jusqu'au lever du jour. Les garder pour toujours. Les mecs comme ça aiment s'amuser comme moi. Mais quand je me réveille, c'est ton cœur qui m'appelle. Je veux un mec comme toi. Allez, allume la radio vendredi soir. Ce qu'il me faut, je dois me coiffer et me maquiller. Toute la semaine, c'est rêvé. On va danser et me lâcher avant j'ai envie. Pas besoin d'argent pour passer le temps. Je fais toi chérie. नशे से चढ़ गए कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गए कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई नशे से चढ़ गए कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गई कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई ऐसे खेचे दिल के पेचे गले ही पड़ गए नशे से चढ़ गए कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गई कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई उड़ती पतंग जैसे मस्त मलक जैसे मस्त से चढ़ गई हमको तुरंत जैसे लगती करंट जैसे निकला वारंट जैसे अभी अभी उतरा हमें से डरंट जैसे नशे से चढ़ गई कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गई कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई नशे से चढ़ गई कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई
Bonjour, je m'appelle Pooja. They say music is food for the soul. Now I'm going to talk about Indian music and French music. When it comes to France, music is an important part of French culture. Given their long history of famous musicians like Edith Piaf, Lucien Delisle, and Charles Trenet. The French music is best known by its classical music and its modern music styles. Also, France is the fifth largest market in the world, and its music industry has produced internationally renowned artists. Whereas the music of India is as diverse as its many cultures. Indian music contains numerous genres, multiple varieties and forms. India's classical music tradition, including Hindustani music and Carnatic, has a history spanning millennia. Some of the renowned musicians of India are Lata Mangeshkar, A.R. Rahman, and Shankar Mahadevan. Now let's listen to the blend of Indian music and French music presented by our FYJC students. We have Grishma, Devyani and me as our singers, Shreya with her keyboard, and we have Ayush as our beatboxer. Now, you may wonder what beatboxing is. So basically, beatboxing is imitating the sounds of drums using your mouth. Interesting, right? I hope you love it.
मस्ताना प्यार मेरा दीवाना, रूप तेरा मस्ताना प्यार मेरा दीवाना, भूल कोई हमसे ना हो जाए। रूप तेरा मस्ताना प्यार मेरा दीवाना, रूप तेरा मस्ताना प्यार मेरा दीवाना, भूल कोई हमसे ना हो जाए। रात नशीली मस्त समा है, आज नशे में सारा जहां है। रात नशीली मस्त समा है, आज नशे में सारा जहां है। हाय शराबी मौसम बहकाए, रूप तेरा मस्ताना प्यार मेरा दीवाना, रूप तेरा मस्ताना प्यार मेरा दीवाना, भूल कोई हमसे ना Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Sarah. Welcoming you all to the section of Art and Craft of France. Speaking about French art, it includes all the artistic work done in the region of France. It might include visual or plastic of woodwork, textile and architecture associated with France. France has a long and interesting history dating back to the ancient times. France is also considered the home of Gothic art originating in the 12th century in the northern part of France. The first Gothic building was the Abbey of Saint Denis, where most of the French kings have been buried. Gothic art has also attributed to the rise of most cathedrals and stained glass at most cathedrals' building windows. Gothic art has also entailed the observance of nature in its artistic creation, mixed with simplicity and precision. Gothic art has made France be regarded the origin of today's basilicas and cathedrals spread over the world. Let's talk about some famous French painters and their artwork. Claude Monet is one of the famous French painters of his time for his painting Impression Sunrise. He is also known as the founder of French Impressionist painting. Paul Cézanne is probably one of the most famous painters of his time for his paintings The Basket of Apples and The Boy in Red Vest. His paintings conveyed the intense study of his subject. Pablo Picasso said he was our one and only master. Mona Lisa, painted by Leonardo da Vinci, an Italian artist, whose painting was acquired by King Francis I of France and is now the property of French Republic. Most famous art museums of France are located in Paris. Paris is also known as the City of Art. Musée du Louvre, Musée d'Orsay and Centre Pompidou are most favorite tourist attraction museums. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nehal. I am going to talk about the ancient history of French craft. France has an ancient history of craft. Techniques like decoupage and quilling originate from France and are still practiced on a large scale. To ensure that they pass their traditions, the French exhibit various skills and crafts at markets or at their workshops. The French craft is so rich that till date you can see the native wearing wickers, sculpting wood, making soap and even stitch by their hands with a golden thread. Today, we are going to demonstrate some of these amazing French crafts. They are decoupage, quilling, scoobies and one-line drawing. Allons-y.
Decoupage is the art of decorating objects by gluing color paper cutouts and other decorative elements. Someone who does decoupage is also known as decouper or cutter. Decoupage can be done on all possible plane surfaces like a plate, a bowl, a bottle, a cup or a box. Here are few examples of decoupage done by our craft team on a plate, a bowl and a cup. If you want to try decoupage, do follow the further steps. Take an empty glass bottle and if there are any stickers on it, do remove it. Now, take a wet cloth and clean the bottle and let it dry.
Once the bottle is dry, just cover the outer surface of the bottle with chalk paint, white chalk paint. You can use acrylic paint and oil paint too. I am using chalk paint because it gives a matte finish. This is the finished look of bottle. If you are using chalk paint, then it will take somewhat 15 to 20 minutes to dry. But if you are using acrylic paint, then it will take more than 2 hours approximately.
So this is the finished white bottle which we have painted. We have used matte paint because it gives a matte look to the bottle, and matte paint dries within 15 to 20 minutes, but if you use oil paint, it will take more than 2 hours or around 2 hours to dry. So, I have got my tissue paper. I have got this printed tissue with me. If you want, you can use decoupage paper. They both serve the same purpose. So, I will take my tissue paper and I will remove 2 layers or 1 layer, depends on what tissue or what is the type of tissue you are using. I will remove the layer from it. So, I remove the layer, and this is the only layer which is remaining, the thinnest layer possible. And I will take a brush. I will use a wet brush for this purpose. So I'll be using this wet brush and I will trace the edges of the cutout which I want to use, so that it will give a rough texture to the edges, so that it will be easier to camouflage our cutout into the decoupage artwork. So this is our cutout, and I will place this cutout on the desired area on the bottle. Like this. I'll take a flat brush and I'll dip it into some Mod Podge, and I'll coat this cutout with Mod Podge so that it will stick to the bottle. I have glued this piece of cutout on this bottle. You can add more cutouts and decorate your bottle as per your choice. Let us keep this for drying. After sticking more cutouts, the bottle will look something like this. This is the finished look of the bottle. Final step of the decoupage to cover the whole bottle with the Mod Podge. This is the finished look of the bottle. Now the bottle is ready with the decoupage thing.
It means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden.
Bonjour, I am Alisha Inamdar and today I will show you my take on the quilling of an Eiffel Tower. Thank you.
The things you'll need will be paper, quilling strips, stationery, and a quilling needle. You need to start sketching the outline. Then start quilling by inserting one of the two ends of the paper inside the slit of the quilling needle and then rolling it likewise. After rolling the paper, remove it from the quilling needle. Then let it unroll for itself. Now you need to glue the end piece together. Using your fingers, press it accordingly. Here I made a triangle. Now continue making the other pieces. I'm using the same technique for the whole Eiffel Tower. After making the pieces, you need to glue them on the main sheet of paper. Here I rolled pieces of blue paper without pressing it on any of the sides to make a round shape, and I am using this to separate the two layers of the Eiffel Tower. Now I started gluing the top of the Eiffel Tower. For the topmost part of the Eiffel Tower, I glued a black strip vertically. Now we can add the details. Here I am drawing a branch of a tree and later coloring it. To add to the branch, I am making flowers starting from the yellow center. I rolled the yellow strip without letting it uncoil and then gluing the end piece. For the petal of the flower, I took a red strip of paper, rolled it, and after letting it uncoil, I pinched one of the two ends. Now for the assembly of the flower, you need to take the petals and the center, put some glue on the center. Now attach the petal to the center with the pinch side attaching to the center. Repeat these steps to make flowers of your own color choice, like I did here in the video. After making flowers, you need to glue them back to the paper. I use the quilling crimper to give a textured effect to my paper. And using the textured paper, I rolled it as shown in the video. And then use them as buds for the flower. I glued the remaining pieces back onto the paper. I started with a dark grey paper and ended with almost a black colored paper. I glued rest of the pieces to complete the artwork.
These are the following material for quilling earring. First, quilling strip, hook, rings, designer beads, glue and scissors.
Today we are going to make quilling earring. It is a typical French art. So let's get started.
First you have to take a white color strip and then you have to roll it. After completing the roll, you have to take one black color strip and attach it. And then roll it with this white color strip. After completing the roll, you have to take glue and stick it on one side. In this way, you have to make 8 circles and one big circle. Take glue and apply it. After that, take this circle and apply it carefully. Then you have to take a ring and open it and put this inside the hole. Then you have to take a hook and put inside the ring. Then you have to take a decorative beads and apply and stick it one by one. And this way you have to make another pair of earring, and these are the final results.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Divya. Today we are going to make Eiffel Tower from Scooby Bags. If you want to try it, then do follow the further steps. 2 Scooby Bags of your own choice. Hold the one in your index finger like this. Then put the another wire in such a way that it will form letter S. Like this. Now remove it and stretch from all corners. Now bring the wire to its original position like this. And the fourth one will go from the first. Again stretch the wires from 4 corners. Repeat the same step 9 more times. Finally it will look like this. We need 3 more such Scoobies. Leave the 4 corner wires and tie a knot of other remaining wires. Then do the same process as we did before. Repeat it 6 times. Cut the extra wires. And continue it for 10 more times. Tie a simple knot and cut the remaining part.
Hello everyone, my name is Gargi Rani. So, as we all know, our Friends Association has organized this art and craft event. To all those who are new to this language, French is also known as language of love. French is a very interesting language. These days, we can see a huge crowd of youths like us interested in this language of love, French. To all those lovely and interested people, I would like to present one-line drawing before you all. One-line drawing is originated from France. So basically, one-line drawing aims on a single line. Thank you.
Meal is an important part of people's life, bringing friends and families together. One thing that Frenchies love to do is eat. As a result, extra long meals are frequent and lunch breaks are sometimes up to 2 hours. Take small bites, savor the taste, and enjoy the delicious taste in your plate. Speaking about the delicacies, you will be surprised to know that most restaurants in Paris and surrounding areas serve spaghettis as a free side. The best part about this is that they serve unlimited quantities in most circumstances. Now let's have a look at some of the French dishes.
They say you have to taste the culture to understand it. That's pretty true from my perspective. That's why today we're going to learn how to make tofu salad nishmas. Tofu salad nishmas is actually a take on French tuna version for vegans and vegetarians. It is a starter dish and it takes approximately 30 minutes to prepare. It's perfect for light dinner or to give your guests a splash of French cuisine. For that, you'll need tofu, olive oil, black olives, green beans, lettuce, boiled potatoes, tomatoes, herbs of your choice, and pinch of salt. Now let's start preparing our scrumptious meal. First, we'll start with our main ingredient, tofu. Cut it into steaks, then drizzle a little bit of olive oil, herbs of your choice like thyme, parsley, oregano, etc. Add pinch of salt and repeat the same process on the other side of the steak. Then pop it into oven, and let me just tell you, you've never tasted a tofu like this before. It tastes crispy on the outside and moist on the inside. Perfect, right? Now in a bowl, add your lettuce, green beans, black olives, boiled potatoes, tomatoes, tofu. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil onto the bowl. And last ingredient but not the least, love and gratitude. Where is it? It's in your hands. And you're finally ready to relish it. Now before you eat, make sure to say a prayer for gratitude. And note that you can add boiled eggs and meat too if you're a non-vegetarian. And also remember again, tofu is just an alternative to tuna. If you eat tuna or if you're a non-vegetarian, don't hesitate to add tuna into your bowl. Thank yourself or your mom or anyone who made this yummy dish come into your reality.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Divya. Today I'm going to make tofu salad niçoise. It is perfect for a light dinner and takes approximately 30 minutes to cook. Follow our recipe to get a taste of France with this delicious salad at home.
Vaishali Manohar Patil. Today I am going to make a famous French dish named as quiche. So let's get started. final result of our quiche. Trust me, it is so delicious. Do try it out at your...
Merci tout le monde.